I'm very excited to be before you, but first I want to extend my condolences to Councilman Finger. We weep with those who weep and mourn with those who mourn. At a lighter note, good evening. I've come before you tonight excited to make a request that the historical and Revolutionary War, the Revolutionary War pine tree flag, or we call it the Pine Tree or Appeal to Heaven flag, be displayed on the Town Hall building, especially for the month of July, as our country celebrates Independence Day, or even sometime thereafter, because I know it has to be voted on. And this is what it looks like, show and tell. I am a retired teacher. I lived in Enfield since 1982, when I retired as an Enfield teacher after 35 years of teaching. I will now briefly share why I believe this flag should be honored and displayed. I just feel by our patriotic town. First, I will share Enfield's connection to the Revolutionary War, and then I will briefly share the general historical significance of the flag that I have here. I have folders with information that I'm rereading, and I will leave it. All right. The Enfield connection to the Revolutionary War. At a meeting of the freeholders and other inhabitants of the town of Enfield on July 11th, 1774, Enfield unanimously resolved to an official and completely committed path to engagement in the Revolutionary War. When fighting broke out in Lexington and Concord on April 19, 1775, word arrived in Enfield the next day by a post rider. With no church bells to sound alarms, the town drummer, Thomas Abbey, immediately began to sound the alarm. This event is commemorated by the statue of Captain Abbey and his drum in front of our Congregational Church on Enfield Street. Enfield's support for and participation in the war was strong. Quotas for men and supplies were always met. The families of soldiers were supported. The town even paid the soldiers when Congress could not. Enfield has a very patriotic history which continues to this day with our patriotic parades and festivals for the 4th of July. The pine tree flag is a commemoration of that patriotism before and during the Revolutionary War. It is a reminder of the importance Enfield places on freedom. Now, just a brief couple paragraphs on the historical significance of the pine tree flag. The pine tree flag became synonymous with the American struggle for liberty. It was quite significant that it had flown over our nation at its birthing. It was not the Stars and Stripes, but a flag commissioned by our first president, George Washington, before the signing of the Declaration of Independence. In fact, before the Revolutionary War actually began, General Washington formed and financed America's first Navy and commissioned them to sail with this flag flying overhead. During the American Revolution, an evergreen tree on a white standard could be seen flying in Massachusetts and before long throughout all the 13 colonies. This pine tree flag was characterized by having both a tree, most commonly thought to be a pine or cypress, and the motto reading an appeal to heaven, which became the decreed statement over the nation as this flag flew amid battlefields and encampments. It repeatedly led the American Revolution's grossly outnumbered and under-resourced troops into battle as they fought the war for America's freedom. This flag's history is expansive and profound, as there are recorded in the history of those days many instances of the use of the pine tree flag between October 1775 and July 1776.
Miss Lee, you have
As
about
we
20
celebrate
seconds.
the birth of our nation, and we do it so well at Enfield, and remember the rigorous battles fought to secure our freedoms, it just seems fitting to me to display this flag that holds such a great significance to our nation's founding history for the month of July. Thank you.
Thank you. And if you didn't finish, you're welcome to come back for your second round
Okay.
afterwards.
And so I just request that you consider a resolution to fly this flag on the town hall.
Thank you.
And I do have packets if you need to. I'll leave it with. Need to pass those out. Thank you. I appreciate your time and thank you.
Thank you. I will try to remember to give people a 30-second